My name's Tony Vizza. I'm an executive director with an organisation called Vizza. So I think it really comes down to trying to find the commonality between all the different types of discrete roles in cybersecurity, and there are many different roles. Finding those commonalities and using those as a baseline that can essentially establish whatever you do in cybersecurity, you need to at least have that level of knowledge, skills, abilities, and have enough of a fit and proper person test, for instance, to establish that someone is credible and can be trusted in this space. One of the biggest challenges that we are trying to solve here today and in subsequent workshops is give us an indicator of trust for an individual who wants to work in this space. And of course, if we look at other established industries, if you look at medicine and law and even the trades, they've all got certain schemes at work within those spaces that illustrate, yes, you know what, I can trust this person. This plumber has a license, so they've done this work before, they've gone through a formal accreditation process. A lawyer has to go through their priestly 11, their degrees, their accreditation, and then they have to sit through a whole bunch of other areas. Cyber doesn't have any of that. And I often say that you can literally call yourself a cybersecurity professional and never have studied a day in your life of cyber, never practice a moment in your life in cybersecurity. And we do need to change that. I think that it's fundamental to establishing confidence in the sector, but I think getting it right to ensure that we get as many people as possible into the space without excluding people is absolutely critical. So what we're trying to do really is establish that baseline, but then also create a story for people to understand if you want to get into cybersecurity, what do you need to do to become a professional? And we want to help you and support you on that, but you do need to go through that process, and that's absolutely essential. The reality is that none of us have all the answers, and the reality is that we do need to do more of this. We need to be sitting at the table together, talking and openly discussing any disagreements, because very often, as we're seeing last session and this session, very often we do have disagreements, but we find out that the commonalities is actually what's important. I also think that what we need to do is operate on the basis of perfect is the enemy of good, because I think if we try to come up with a perfect scheme, we're never going to get it done. So I think we need a good enough scheme that works well for most people, and then build up from there rather than try to get perfect, get people on board and invariably get no one on board. What does a pathway to becoming a cybersecurity professional look like? Because at the moment there's a lot of ambiguity. Do you do a university degree? Do you do a certification? Do you do none of the above? How many years of experience do I need to have to count myself as a professional? These are all questions. I think establishing some sort of answer to that, to say this is, if you want to get into the profession, what you should be looking at doing. And once you've done that, then you can be deemed a professional, I think is absolutely critical as well. So there's two elements to I think what we're trying to achieve here. We have a big responsibility around ensuring that people understand, if I do want to get into cybersecurity, what do roles in cyber look like? How do I go about becoming a cybersecurity professional? What do I need to do to maintain that accreditation? And then more importantly for industry, this is how you know that these people are actually worth employing and you can trust them